to Every Point Sports Podcast featuring Greg and Jack starts right now.
Oh, what is going on, everyone? On a Sunday, we are back once again. I am Jack Stash from Fantasy Farm Sports. I've got the old gamer GK, Greg, with us. Greg, how are we feeling this Sunday?
Oh, we're feeling great. We just had some football the last couple of days, preseason, I know. But we had some really good games, some interesting games. I mean, that Rams game, wow, that was exciting. What a comeback. I mean, that was probably the most exciting preseason game I've seen. Seriously. It was really good. Statham, he's looking good. Statham.
And that's why our headline is the good, the bad, and the ugly of the NFL preseason. Yeah. I feel like that's the best way we stamp this, right? Because there has been a lot of fun out there. And then there has been, I mean, you took the Rams shirt, but the Jets. Can we just put
You know, I was thinking about the Jets yesterday. I didn't watch the game, but I was watching the highlights. And what I don't understand, and I don't understand this about a lot of teams, because a lot of teams run their organization like this. And I understand this at certain positions, like running back. You want a different pace back. You want different style backs. But quarterbacks, can we talk about your quarterback rooms for a second? All right? Your quarterback rooms, in my eyes, should all fit the system that you run. Whatever system it is, all three quarterbacks should fit your system. Yes, no, right?
Yeah, unless the guy that's building it's a 14-year-old kid with Madden rankings.
And that's kind of my point. Like, listen, you have Justin Fields. I understand what you want to do with him. All right, and that's fine and dandy. If you want to run a read option, more of a college read option offense, I'm fine with that, because I think Justin Fields can succeed in something like that. But what I don't get is your backup is Brandon Allen. He has no mobility. He was a career backup for Cincinnati, came over, played for the 49ers the last 2 years, was our backup. Not bad, not a bad quarter. He's a pocket quarterback, though. You have to change your system if he comes in. Let's face it, Justin Fields is a running quarterback. The average chance of him getting hurt is higher than a pocket quarterback.
Nobody wanted. Listen, the coaching staff, your defense coordinator for the Lions, Aaron Glenn, right, who's now your head coach for the Jets, right? His quarterback had no mobility in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
He does not want Justin Fields. He's going to get the best out of Justin Fields. But Justin Fields, listen to me right now. Justin Fields cannot throw the ball. I believe that. Greg believes that. Justin Fields believes that. Justin Fields doesn't think he could throw the ball. Watch him throw it yesterday. He aimed it. It went 2 yards behind his receiver. He doesn't like the huge difference between Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields is Lamar always thought he could throw. I could throw the ball. I've got accuracy. I'm this, I'm that. And you've seen it materialize. Justin Fields never really believed that he could throw an accurate ball. And I don't want to hear here's a fun statistic for you, all you Justin Fields believers. Caleb Williams's last year at USC, he threw for more yards than Justin Fields' best year at Ohio State. Do you still want to be a Bears fans? Think about it. Ohio State's defense won them those titles. He had short fields, and if he threw a yard behind the guy, it didn't matter. They were playing Iowa or Minnesota or some other lower-ranked Big Ten team.
Let's not diminish his talent, though. He has an extremely live arm. He could throw it with the best of them. All right? And he's super athletic and can run a ball. So we can't take that away from him. He's not accurate. He's not NFL accurate. And in an NFL, you need to be accurate. And for your point, college, you can get away with that because your receiver's 5 yards away from the corner, you know? And let's face it, his dynamic plays wasn't throwing the ball. And he had some number one wide receivers to throw the ball to, by the way. But his plays were running the ball. That's where
Justin Fields is just. I'm with you. I just want to. Justin Fields is a top 5 athlete in the NFL. He can take lumps. I've seen
like
that guy
Anthony
get
Richardson.
absolutely dropped by Micah Parsons. Stand up, walk over to the huddle like he wasn't even hit. Okay, Justin Fields is a top 5, top 10 athlete in the NFL. Unfortunately, I don't need him to be an athlete. He's got worse accuracy than you guys thought Cordell Stewart did as Slash. It's not even close. Cordell Stewart was this whole he's going to be runner, he's going to be a passer, he's going to be this, and he ushered in a lot. I know we think it's Michael Vick, it's not. It was Cordell.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
he even played wide receiver.
He was able to do a lot of things. Cordell Stewart was fantastic. Go watch the highlights, kids.
Yeah.
If you don't believe me, he was really a lot of fun. But Justin Fields should be almost treated in that same fashion because he's more of that than he is the thrower.
But that's the thing. The Jets are supposedly gearing their offense to his skill set. But if they do that and he gets hurt, the backup isn't his skill set anymore.
And the problem is that his skill set, unlike one of your favorite basketball players, Steph Curry, his skill set shrinks the field. It turns you into a running mostly offense.
Yes.
And they're hoping that if they do the things that make him comfortable, then he'll get better and reach outside of there. The truth of the matter is that Justin Fields has never tried to become this ultimate passer. Look at his attempts per game. They've never been over 40. Man, if you went 19, Tim Tebow at times was like 19 for 40. The dude sat in there and tried to pass. You don't even try to pass. So
yeah,
I think that's the ugly. That looked ugly the other day. And I think if you're trying to win games 17-14, it's going to be really difficult because I don't know whether you have it in your whole team to be able to do that week in and week out. I don't know if you have any dynamic players. I think for fantasy football, I would stay away from the Jets. But Breece Hall and Braylon Allen and Garrett Wilson will get lost in the mystery of whatever Justin Fields really is.
Yeah, I agree. Unless you get them somewhere like where it's so far down in the draft where it's such a steal that you can't get away from it. Yeah, I agree. Like if Breece Hall's there in the 7th, I'm not going to pass him.
But that's the right example.
But that's where he's going. Like that's not where he's going in the fantasy draft. I mean, that's kind of where in our mind, like he's dropping. And you and me, like not ESPN and all that other stuff. They all still have him ranked fairly high. But I'm sure in Jack and I rankings, just because of the offense that he's in with Justin Fields, we have him ranked way lower than everybody else.
I would take Brian Robinson Jr. over Breece Hall. Do I think he's more talented? Man, I think it's pretty close. I would take George Pickens over Garrett Wilson. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And but Dak Prescott's not good either. Dak Prescott is miles. Like Dak Prescott's in another state while he's waiting for Justin Fields to get there as far as playing the quarterback position. Let's just not forget here that although he was suffering from back issues anyway, Dak Prescott took the job from Tony Romo. Justin Fields would not be taking anything. Justin Fields wouldn't take the job from Mitch Trubisky, okay? Mitch went to the playoffs.
Yeah,
Mitch threw for 26 touchdowns in the season. I don't love Mitch Trubisky, but when everybody stands up at the podium and pounds their fist for Justin Fields, I get crazy about it.
My ugly.
Oh, all right.
My ugly. All of the 49ers running backs yesterday against the Raiders. Every one of them. Horrible. Just horrible. Jeff Wilson, not good. None of them averaged. Only one averaged over 3 yards a carry. That was Kleiner. He had 2 carries before he ended up with a high ankle sprain. He had a nice 18-yard run. Ended up with a high ankle sprain. Out probably 4 to 6 weeks. We all know how that goes. McCaffrey didn't play. he won't play. So minus him, but all the other backs, Taylor, Jeff Wilson Jr. I can't even remember a couple. Vaughn is another one. All of them, F straight across the board. F, F, F. I don't know. I used to not worry at all about the backup running back situation with the 49ers as long as Kyle Shanahan was there. Because for some reason, his dad, Mike Shanahan, and Kyle Shanahan would pull these running backs out of their ass that we never heard of, undrafted free agent. So I never worried about them. They would get 1,000 yards standing on their head in these offenses. These running backs that we have right now, I mean, Jeff Wilson Jr., listen, he used to be a solid back. He was a really solid back for us. I mean, he's getting old. You could just see it on the field. He's trying. He's just not there anymore. And the rest of these guys, I mean, they practice squad players, if that. I mean, this Kleiner, it seemed like he was a bright spot. But like I said, he had 2 carries and he got a high ankle sprain. After that, like, it went downhill. I think it's just something that the 49ers are really going to have to address. I think Kyle really wanted to take it easy on McCaffrey this year. I think from every interview I am hearing from Kyle Shanahan, not from John Lynch, but from Kyle Shanahan, he is softening every expectation for the 49ers this year. He's treating this as a rebuilding year. That's what he's treating this as. This is a retool. He's like, listen, we got tons of rookies everywhere. They're going to make mistakes. You know, we're growing. We're going to get better as the year goes, but we're going to have a lot of growing pains. All right. But he needs to do something about this running back room because there's nobody there that I feel confident that could back up McCaffrey. And his idea was to run McCaffrey a little bit this year, manage his workload. Next year, possibly, maybe make a push when these guys get a little bit, these rookies get a little bit experience. Purdy gets a little bit more experience. We get Ayuk back, like a full team again. But man, I'm telling you what, watching the last 2 weeks, I think I mentioned it before about how I didn't like our running back room. Last 2 weeks and this week especially, I watched that game yesterday and Gentry looked awesome and every Niner running back looked horrible. So it scares me.
Well, that's your ugly. The Jets was my ugly. The bad, I'm going to put Ashton Genty in the bad.
He had a good game.
He had a good game. Right. It's not the good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad's never as bad as it really seems. His first game, he had 3 carries for -1 yards. That
horrible game.
Line. But the offensive line, I mean, he was beat up before he handled the ball, spun, and fell to the ground because there's 4 guys in the backfield. Yesterday was an improvement for the Raiders.
Now, Niners didn't play Bosa, and they didn't play C.J. West, their first-round nose tackle. So
the nose tackle would matter. Bosa runs people down from behind. He's not necessarily this run.
But a lot of those stretch plays, he comes up behind and able to get that running back.
And that's why I say it's still bad, because I think the Raiders' offensive line is still a work in progress.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody's a work in progress. Not like this. 3 rushes, -1 yards. No. Nick Chubb the other day, 5 rushes, 25 yards. Well, that's really interesting because he's not necessarily the starter or the backup. It is still Nick Chubb. But Houston's offensive line is right where they need to be. There are teams that are right where they need to be right now. And I feel like the Raiders are just a little behind that. Not too far behind, but they're just a little behind that. So, yes, improvement yesterday against San Francisco, but our first was 3 for -1. And I don't believe in it yet. So I still think that lands them on the bad list.
Okay. All right. My bad is the quarterback that started for the Browns, Gabriel.
Yeah,
he had some good moments. He did. He played a solid game. But he had some moments where he looked bad. That particularly, I know off air, pre-talk, we were talking about it and the interception. But in his defense, that interception wasn't his fault. The receiver didn't run the route shallow enough. He ran the route probably about 3 to 4 yards further than what he should have. But again, he should have never threw it there. We talked. He should have threw it to the tight end on the backside. That was wide open. That was the throw. That's the throw he should have seen. That's the throw I believe, and Jack believes Shedeur Sanders would have seen. So, but again, he looked good in spots, and he had a good command of that offense.
Shedeur
He knew what he was supposed to do, and that was always the good thing about him, was he knew how to run an offense. When he was at Oregon, he knew how to run that offense. He knew where everybody was supposed to be. He was very good cerebrally. We all know the physical traits. I mean, besides he doesn't have a strong arm, but the guy looked like a toddler out there. You know, when you say he's 5'11", he's a legit like 5'11" and no more.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, I've watched plenty of Dylan Gabriel. Right, like Ohio, like it all depends on how you play and when you play it. Like Ohio State had a tough game, and then they had the very next week they had to travel to Oregon. I mean, you know, I get it. Everybody's got tough weeks, but Oregon didn't have to move out of their cozy beds for weeks. And when they played Penn State, yeah, they beat Penn State last season. I can't tell you how many calls, and he doesn't control the calls, but he does control, you know, it does pad his stats.
Yeah,
Dylan Gabriel never impressed me in any game that he played. Not one. And it's fine. It's fine. Maybe the Browns brass was impressed. I mean, we all know how well they've done scouting players over the past few years. Poorly. I mean, they're the worst in their division, scouting players. Mm-hmm. You know, they could be the worst in the AFC. I don't think it gets much worse than what they've done. And then they were impressed by, you know, him beating an Ohio State team that had a tough week the week before, and then they had to travel all the way up to Oregon. It's fine. That's who we beat. I know you play what's on the schedule, but let's not. They made more than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. It's not.
Listen, I mean, I'm just saying the guy had an incredible college career. I mean, he ranked second in passing yards, and he ranked first in touchdowns with 179.
Yeah, well, I mean, he should. He's been there.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, the guy had talent in college. He was a great college quarterback. I don't want to take anything away from his college career, because listen, those Oregon teams, he's had some good teams. Like Oregon has been good for a while. Like they're not a scrub team. They've been good since Chip Kelly was there. They were good when Chip Kelly left. But Gabriel, I don't want to take anything away from him. He had a very good college career, as I told you. Number 1 in touchdowns, number 2 in passing yards. It's just the NFL is a different story. Even your greats in college it can be career backups in NFL. There's nothing wrong with that. Some of your greatest quarterbacks ever in NFL weren't number 1 picks. Montana wasn't a first-round pick. Tom Brady wasn't a first-round pick.
To me, you need to be able to do something special. You need to be able to do one thing, just one thing. You just need to be able to do one thing special to last or to get into the NFL. Oh, what did Shedeur Sanders do so special? Well, I watched Shedeur Sanders remake a pocket when he had bodies collapsing around him. Instead of running to the right and picking up 4 yards, which he had, he pivoted out to the right, came back into the pocket, and threw a 30-yard pass completed. We actually saw that same play in the preseason when he was standing in the end zone, guys falling at his feet. He really doesn't care. It's an odd trait to have. You have guys falling at your feet in chaos in the pocket, and he kind of just sits and smiles. He's got a Magic Johnson about him, right? He's kind of silly. He's a little dopey. I'm legendary, and he's got that big smile on no matter what. That guy could get hit by a bus, stand up and smile. It's really odd. It just seems like he's like, yeah, he goes, it hurts a little bit, but you know, everything hurts a little bit. You're like, what? That sentence didn't make any. Okay, but you're smiling. It's cool, right? I get it.
But see, I credit that to the same thing that I credit how Patrick Mahomes was so easily transitioned NFL and felt very comfortable in the spotlight, was that they grew up in the spotlight. Like Patrick Mahomes grew up in the baseball locker room. Like he tells the story all the time. He goes, "There wasn't a moment I wasn't around my dad in the locker room," you know. And Deion, I mean, he's Deion Sanders' son. He grew up in that atmosphere. He grew up in the spotlight. He grew up in the criticism, the praise, all that. So like this, he, without even knowing it, he's been training his whole life for this.
I do want to say this. I've seen him at the press conferences now on the podium. He's getting better at the podium. Okay. He's a little goofy. That's just how that's his nature.
But he's
started,
comfortable.
he's comfortable and he's probably got the personality of a tight end. Kind of. He's getting better at drawing away from the comedy, and he's trying
He's a bro guy. He's a bro guy.
Yeah,
he's a bro guy.
He's trying to get a little bit more serious. But I'll tell you who he's not. He's not that little room that he sat in on draft day that was spray painted and pushed everywhere. Legendary. That's not him. Like, here's the thing. You don't draft a man based on him trying to be or allowing someone else to run his career. That whole legendary room felt like Deion. Felt like he went, yeah, Dad, set it up and I'll sit in there and when we get drafted, we can celebrate. Prime time, legendary, that's all Deion. Mm-hmm. That wasn't him. He's not like that, right? Not one time have I ever seen him at a press conf. He feels like Magic Johnson, not Deion Sanders. Mm-hmm. And Deion and Magic Johnson wouldn't call himself Magic. He'd be like, yeah, he goes, I just kind of, whoop, pass it and we have some fun. That's kind of how Shedeur is.
What son separated himself from all that? Plays for Tampa Bay right now.
Yeah, Shiloh.
Yeah. Fired his dad as the agent.
Yeah.
Shiloh tried sending his dad his first jersey that he wore in the preseason game. His dad wouldn't accept it. Deion wouldn't accept it. He said, no, I don't want it. He ended up having to give it to his mom.
So that's what's interesting to me. The whole legendary thing doesn't feel like Shedeur.
No, it feels like Shedeur is trying to please his dad just to keep his dad happy.
So he did.
And Shiloh was like, I don't care anymore.
Well, because Shiloh didn't get drafted.
No, I get it. But I mean, that's why Shiloh was like, I don't care. Like,
right.
Your stuff doesn't work. Like, I didn't get drafted. Look, my brother dropped to the 5th round. Right? Deion, 5th round?
Deion thinks his stuff works because his stuff works. Deion's stuff works because he's a freak athlete.
He was Deion freaking Sanders, because he was a talent unlike anybody else. That's why his stuff worked.
If his name was Jim Bum and he ran a 4.240, you could create a whole thing around Jim Bum. You ran a 4.240. You're a freak of nature, right? Bo Jackson, or should I say Vincent Jackson, is a regular guy's name. Except he weighs 240 pounds and some people think he ran a 3.9 flat. I mean, it was ridiculous. But without the attributes, your stuff doesn't work. And, by the way, Shedeur didn't invite his father to camp. He's like, yeah, he goes, I want to do this on my own because on my own. Now, if you didn't draft him because you thought the father was too close in his handlings, that's fine. But let's not pretend like the kid was not talented enough, and maybe he just wanted to give his dad one last ride and he had him dress up his room and all this other stuff. But legendary feels like prime time, and it does not feel like how Shedeur really is. I thought about that the other day. Legendary, that's not how he is. That's how you wanted the kid portrayed. He ain't like that.
He wanted legendary like primetime. Primetime was, he created primetime. He created that character primetime.
But Shedeur doesn't even fit it.
No.
It felt disingenuous. You want to call the kid disingenuous? That's fine. But he's disingenuous trying to appease a father that brought him all the way here. And I think that's a fine characteristic.
I would have really liked to have seen Shedeur Sanders this game. He didn't play because of oblique injury, for those of you that don't know. He wasn't held out for any reason, nothing like that. He just had an oblique injury. But I would have really liked to have seen him come in after Gabriel, seen what he could have done, see the command that he would have had with that offense too. First start we liked what we seen, both of us. So I would have liked to see what he could have built on that first start. Hopefully he gets healed up. We could see him in the final preseason game. Again, they only play 3 unless you play in the Hall of Fame game, which they play 4. Just like every other year, Hall of Fame game, they always play 1 more than everybody else. So everybody else it only plays 3 preseason. So he only has one more time out there. We all know Flacco, he's going to be the starter week 1. They already said it. I don't agree with it. I don't understand why you have a almost 40-year-old quarterback on your roster when you got 2 young quarterbacks like that. And Kenny Pickett also, right? Kenny Pickett hasn't started all because he's been hurt.
And Kenny Pickett's a 5th-round pick.
Listen, you have 2 first-round picks next year. You have 3 young quarterbacks, and you have a 40-year-old quarterback. Get rid of the 40-year-old quarterback. See what you have this year with those 3 quarterbacks. I don't care how you start them off. Just start all 3 of them at some point this year. See what you think you have. If you think you have a starter with any of them, that's who you go with, and then use those 2 first rounds to deepen your team in other positions. If you don't like anything you have, trade away a couple of them, and then use those 2 first-round picks, packet it up, trade up to get a quarterback this year. But my point is, you need to figure out this year what with what you have, because you have the ammunition to do something in the draft next year.
I want to shift. We talked about the Jets. Let's shift to another rookie, but I want to start with Russell Wilson and the Giants. Because Russell can still throw the ball.
Oh, that he had a dart. Yes, well, not a dart. It was a loft, but it was a beautiful touch throw, play action, and that's where he made his living, is off the play action.
So Russell Wilson, once upon a time, Super Bowl champion, Seattle Seahawks, right? We all know the story, right? But Russell Wilson, he was getting into contract time, and he demanded a certain amount of money. He did not demand a certain amount of money to stay in Seattle, much like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Russell Wilson was trying to force his way out of Seattle. I don't know if you guys knew this. I cover baseball. Russell Wilson was also drafted by the Texas Rangers. You know this?
Yeah.
I think you knew this. And 2 years before his rights were picked up by the Yankees. So the Rangers sold his rights to the New York Yankees. This was 2 years before his NFL contract was up in Seattle. So he thought he can jack the price up on Seattle and force them to either trade him or get released. The deal was with the Giants, not the Broncos. The Broncos came in last second, and they ended up scooping him up. He spent 2 years, 2 years of hell in Denver, then moved on to Pittsburgh. By the way, he still didn't own any of these moves, right? This is now an agent trying to recapture probably some of his mistake. Russell Wilson always wanted to go to the Giants because when he was a younger man, he wanted to be a reliever for the Yankees. So he would have played a little bit of baseball. And he would have also played the entire football season. King of New York. Sounds great. Except we have taken too long to get there. My whole point in this conversation is Russell Wilson still looks good. I think the Giants are happy to have him because it's where he wanted to be the whole time. Would have also worked out pretty nice for his wife, Sierra, in New York City.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
If everyone believes that Aaron Rodgers can bounce back in Pittsburgh, in the right situation, not having to own every single decision, I believe that Russell Wilson, he's going to be behind a pretty good defense, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, that defensive line is going to be disgusting.
Okay. He's got a number 1 wide receiver, Malik Neighbors. He's got a couple nice complimentaries. They're going to run the ball. We know Dable, how he wants to play. Ground and pound, and then Russ makes a couple nice decisions. I just want to get to the idea here that the Giants might be much better and spoilers than you think.
Oh, yeah.
I think, I know we love Jaden Daniels, But if Washington takes a step back, I think the Giants' defense is better than Washington's to take a step forward.
Oh, absolutely. By far, yes. And I just want to back you up with this whole Jalen Daniels thing. Listen, we were enamored with what he did last year, and he could very well do the same thing this year. But guys, remember, 6 of their wins came in the final play or overtime of the games.
Yep.
6.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You take away half of them, 3. They don't make the playoffs, guys.
No.
So
Defense
listen,
get better.
as much as how great he was, a couple of those plays don't go his way. They don't have that storybook NFC championship game with the Eagles season. They just don't. He has a great season, but that's it. They're a non-playoff team. So, yeah, that very well could happen. And the Giants could very well jump. They could jump ahead over. I mean, we all see what the hell is going on over there in Dallas.
Well, that's
you know what I mean? Like, there's so much drama going on over there.
Philadelphia's clear cut. Philadelphia is the cream of that division. They're probably the cream of the NFC, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
The Philadelphia Eagles, you'll have, right? Fly, Eagles, fly. You'll have plenty of chanting to do the season. They're a fantastic squad. Right?
Absolutely. In my eyes, the number one in the NFL going in, not because they won the Super Bowl. Look at their roster. They're still disgusting.
In fact, here's my number one prediction on the season. I want this bookmarked. Saquon Barkley will be the first ever running back to go back-to-back 2,000 rushing yard season, first ever. That's my prediction. It's a great line. He didn't get banged up last year at all. I think he could run for 2K again.
A lot of that's going to depend, again, we talked last week, how long Dickerson's going to be out. I didn't see anything this week on him. So, I mean, that's good. If you didn't hear anything, that's kind of good. That means, like, there's no bad news. So,
they're pretty confident. He showed up after practice the other day. He was hanging out with the boys and he was tossing them beers, and Sirianni let it happen.
They were talking to him on the sideline on yesterday's game. I didn't hear what he said, but he seems like a pretty happy guy. So
yeah, they're just fine. I think he's going to be the first NFL running back ever to go back-to-back 2,000-yard seasons. That's my prediction for Saquon Barkley. That team's phenomenal. I think the Steelers will be better with Aaron Rodgers' wisdom and tutelage. If you watched the Giants yesterday, Russell Wilson threw the touchdown. Great. Then he went to the sideline like he always does. He's very quiet, but he sat down and he sat next to the kid. And he goes, because I saw that guy. And he was explaining when he threw the ball, why he threw the ball for Jackson Darts. And look, personalities don't work all the time. Sean Payton works with 2% of the people on the planet. Just so happens to be Bo Nix and Drew Brees are one of them. Oh, and by the way, when they were both in the commentating booth, the Drew Brees and the Sean Payton, they worked well with nobody. That's why they're out of there. Drew Brees fired. Sean Payton, they gave him a check and walked away the one day. No one liked either one of them. So for how likable Russell Wilson is, maybe it drove Sean Payton crazy. Brian Dable sees how that works for his team. Jameis Winston's there. He's a little good, but Jameis Winston.
Yeah, he's just goofy.
But he works right. He works with all this.
You said about Shedeur Sanders before. They remind me a lot of each other, personality wise. Okay. Absolutely.
They do.
Yes. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just thought it was funny that you brought Winston up, and then how Shedeur is like for some that just clicked right away. It's like they're kind of like their personalities are almost exactly alike.
Yeah, and they're happy-go-lucky.
Just goofy. Like we don't care. We're living our dream right now.
You know, here's the thing. Like, oh, my kid's a killer. Your kid's not Kobe Bryant. Your kid isn't Kobe Bryant, right? Shedeur Sanders is very happy-go-lucky, legendary. No, he's not. He's not. He can do the job. He has a good enough arm. It's so weird because on certain throws, he's got more zip on the ball than other throws. He almost has perfect touch in certain areas. He's not got a cannon. The guy caught a great pass like this over his shoulders. Shedeur is probably about 2 yards over on that ball.
The reason why I think he has more touch than most rookies coming out was because of the way he had to run his offense in Colorado. They
He
didn't have a
ran.
good line. So a lot of that was intermediate short passes to him,
Yeah.
to the receivers. Like he don't get me wrong, when he had time, he tried to get those long balls down to Hunter and stuff. But most of those, the efficient throws were in between the numbers. They were
Yeah.
the short throws, the dump offs, the intermediate throws, the throws that move the chains he was making in college. And he's showing in NFL that he's able to do that in the NFL too.
Maybe not as strong of an arm, and it doesn't matter all that much, but I do believe, like, if I was to give him, who I'm comparing him to, I think he's got tree trunks for legs. From the waist down, he reminds me a lot of Steve McNair.
Mhm.
I think he could take a pounding like him. That's going to be his strength. He can take a pounding like Steve McNair. And Steve McNair threw good balls, but I mean, they weren't like, and by the way, it's going to be really tough to take down a guy with tree trunk legs once the weather turns.
Yeah, but listen, let's not. All right, Shador Sanders is at like $110. All right, Steve McNair was like 240 pounds. Steve McNair was built like Josh Allen. He was a beast. He had, like you said, he had tree trunks for legs, but Steve McNair was huge. Those quarterbacks were different animals back then. Like if they weren't like 230 pounds, like they were getting killed back then because defensive ends literally could kill you back then.
Yeah, I think Shador he'll put and wear the weight
Oh, he
on.
could. No, I'm just saying, as of right now, he has more of a listen, I'm with
And
you
when
with the legs,
Alcorn
but he's
State-
a lot slender than Steve McNair. So I want to give a better comp than that.
When Alcorn State's Air McNair came in, he wasn't all the bags of chips that he had later on.
No, I'm just saying, like, the Steve
think-
McNair we all know of was 235, 240 pounds.
Yeah, and you know what it was? I think Shador's like 210, 215 now. I think he could.
210.
I think he could fit into the 225, 230
But
area.
he
and
could
I'll be
get up
okay.
there, absolutely. I mean, the
Yeah, I
kid's
mean-
young. He has a lot of room to grow.
Some Doritos.
I don't quite know.
Go a long way.
Mhm. I mean, he looks like he has a slender upper body, so it looks like he could pack on the pounds.
Yeah,
I mean, Kaepernick packed on 20 pounds in one offseason.
yeah.
You know, so I mean, that it's not impossible with the right training, the right this, the right that. Absolutely. But the problem, and I'll tell you this by watching Kaepernick that year that he did pack on that 20 pounds, is that you have to watch that you don't do it in a detriment to your throwing motion.
Yeah.
Because that screwed Kaepernick all up, and he had to rethink. And he was, I forget, there's this famous pitching coach that baseball and football players use for their motion. He spent like 2 full off seasons with him trying to retool his whole throwing motion, and it just never worked out for him. He was better when he was a little bit lighter, but he was able to do the things he was able to do. You know,
That's interesting. In college football, he was or college football. In college baseball, he was a fastball thrower. That's all he had, fastball.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, but
yeah,
it
he
was
was able to throw the shit out of the ball. Nevada State he played for.
never found a curve, never found a breaking, never found any of those. He was fastball in the NFL, in major league, or in college baseball. Always just threw a fastball.
Never
He's
had
closer.
touch, never could hit the. I'd hate to see how many more catches Vernon Davis could have had if freaking Kaepernick could just hit him in the numbers and instead of throwing the ball 5 feet above his head.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a problem.
Oh yeah, listen, the guy was phenomenal talent. I mean that game against Green Bay where he ran for over 200 yards in the playoff game, like unfreaking real. You know, when the guy had to throw the ball downfield, he had a bullet. But I'm sorry, when you were dumping it off to a back, or when you're throwing that intermediate pass, or when Vernon Davis just needed a little, like right here, let me take it to the house, it just wasn't there. He didn't have it.
The Rams are in dangerous area right now because as I've stated, I hope you guys have been paying attention. I don't think Matt Stafford's going to start week 1. I don't believe
he is either.
I don't believe Sean McVay. I don't think that Matt Stafford's going to start week 1. I think it's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo.
All right. Do you realize Stafford hasn't even practiced one day in the offseason yet?
Right. And so those injections for which he got was for the same reason you had to sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 5, actually. It's a slip disc in his back for which he's been dealing with for quite some time.
And listen, I know all about slip disc. I had number 5 and number 3 slipped. I couldn't walk. It took me a month just to get. Actually, it took me longer a month. I'm at week 6. I finally got cleared 2 weeks ago. I think I told you to do push-ups and pull-ups. This is coming from a non-athlete. Listen, guys, I like to think I'm an athlete. All right, I do. Even at 50, I like to think I'm still an athlete. But guys, I'm not an NFL athlete. And it took me 6 weeks just to get cleared. All the rest, I mean, I did nothing. I did nothing but sit on the chair, in pain, can't walk, can't do anything. So I know all about this. The guy isn't going to be. There's nothing you can do.
Right, I get it.
Nothing.
But
with the slip disc, there's nothing. The pain is there.
Everyone to this day is still drafting with confidence. They're drafting Kyren Williams. They're drafting Puka Nacua. They're drafting Devontae Adams. They're doing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, there's going to be a fantasy draft. The next day, there's going to be a fantasy football draft. We're in the window now, and all they're doing is drafting Rams players as if it's going to be Stafford leading them.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not saying you want to stay away from the Rams like you want to stay away from the Jets. Run from the Jets. But let's not pretend like Garoppolo is Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
And there are going to be, there's going to be growing pains. There are going to be games where we went, where the hell did he throw that? Or why did he go there? Or Jesus, he got the running back blown up. I would want to stay away from that area. And I think they're bad. They also fit in my bad. I don't like the whole, by the way, McVay lied about Todd Gurley for 2 years. I mean, he's got no problem doing it for Stafford. He likes Stafford. And he never does poorly for his players when they are injured. So they don't mind. The staff takes it pretty easy on him. The media takes it pretty easy on him because he's trying to figure out a resolution while he's dealing with this problem.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a problem.
It absolutely is a problem. I'm with you. I don't think Stafford's there. I if anything, week 6 maybe we'll see him, if anything at all. I think they should have actually traded him when they had a shot at trading him. They could have got a lot back for him. I think them starting Jimmy Garoppolo week 1 is a mistake. Listen, I pounded the drum for Jimmy when we first traded for him, my 49ers. I seen what type of quarterback he is after a few years. He's not good. He will get your players hurt.
I will do this. Here's my ready? This player, who's the card I'm going to show up right now, is going to have a more productive season than Matt Stafford.
It's a possibility. I mean, they still haven't even let him start a preseason game yet.
But they know it's going to be him. Like you're kind of guessing in LA badly, and it's getting close. We are marching towards the season, and your guy can't even get bent in to take a snap. It's a real problem.
Where I was going with this was that the Rams drafted somebody 2 years ago that did very, very well for Georgia. Very well for Georgia. Stetson Bennett. Drafted him kind of late. He was a project. I don't know if you guys looked at him yesterday or not, watched him play. He looked very good. Again, preseason, but he looked very good. He had very command of the huddle. He had command of the line. He knew where he was going. He was able to make all the throws. They were losing that game with, I think there was 25 seconds left on the clock. He drove them all the way down the field to win the game.
That is interesting.
Yeah. I understand they have Super Bowl aspirations there with the Rams because of the year they had last year. But I think if Stafford can't start, I think you see what you got with Stetson Bennett. I think the last 2 years he's shown you that he can run that offense. I think McVay can put a lot more on his plate than he can Jimmy Garoppolo. And my main concern about this whole thing with Jimmy Garoppolo is look what happened with the Raiders, him and Adams. Who's the receiver with the Rams right now?
Yeah, but the reporters have been asking if him and Adams are good, and they asked Adams. They did
Listen,
not
they're
ask
gonna put on a
Garoppolo.
base.
I
I
know,
know.
but Adams went. He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm here. He goes, he goes, Jimmy's cool. Like, and that's
Yeah,
how.
but listen, the first time in a game, he throws the ball 3 yards beyond him, 5 yards above his head, throws the ball on his back shoulder when it was supposed to be on his front shoulder. Devontae Adams is gonna flip out just like he did with the Raiders.
Well, Garoppolo's not the strongest arm, but he's like a waist thrower, and that's why the balls tend to sail sometimes. He kind of just snaps it from the waist and lets his arm follow through, and that worked for Brady.
Mm-hmm.
But it never worked for Garoppolo, and I don't know why he kept that throwing motion, or maybe it did work for him. It just
because he was able to get away with it because it was such a quick release.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's what it was. But then these defenses caught up with him once they got tape. Oh, you have a quick release? We'll just play bump and run on you then. We'll just jam you at the line.
Yeah,
you ain't gonna get you ain't gonna get separation on us.
And eventually,
you could get that ball out in 1.2 seconds, but my corner is gonna jump that route.
Eventually, the spiral needs to look tighter. It needs to be able to get into smaller, tighter spaces.
You need to be able to put it in this arm instead of this arm.
Right. The good.
Okay.
With the good. Denver looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, Denver looks like, look at Jarrett Stidham lit a team up. But it's only preseason. Like, listen to me. Preseason matters if your snap counts are on time, your offensive line looks tight. I mean, I would send the Denver Broncos into a war with Germany right now, and I think that they could probably win some battles. That's how ready. And I'm not a Sean Payton guy, but I mean, they look ready to go. I know you're a Harbaugh guy. I mean, I don't know. Sean Payton is.
Listen, I can't ignore what Sean Payton has going on in Denver.
And I think
what they did last year was amazing with what they had, and they just made that defense better. They got a couple more pieces on offense. No, absolutely. I think that team is going to be legitimately good. And again, they didn't win a lot of their games by one score like some other team that we talked about earlier. They, our final minutes, like we did Washington. Like they dominated a lot of those games that they played.
That's my other prediction, by the way. Denver wins that division.
Okay.
Hot take. It's not a hot take. Denver's gonna go in and light teams up, and you're gonna start blinking. Like, you thought Minnesota was good last year, and they were. Right, but you could be looking at Denver the same way, going, "Oh, geez, they're probably going to lose."
But that's how you looked at Denver last year, though. Denver was good last year.
I didn't think their defense was as good, and then they shut.
I thought their defense was really good last year.
It's even better,
and it's going to be even. Oh no, they got Greenlaw. They got another corner. No, they're going to be disgusting. They really are.
Like last year, they had a bunch of guys that played tough, and they were tough. They got talent on top of toughness now. And that's where I want to live, right? If you're tough, that's great. That'll get you pretty far, right? But like Bobby Knight failed later on in his career because he couldn't get talent on top of toughness.
And can Bo Nix continue doing what he did last year, or will he take a step back?
I think he will.
I'm just saying. He could end up taking a step back. If that happens, that offense takes a little step back. But again, that defense is better this year than it was last year.
I was so sure the step back was coming when he played. Oh, you're going to find out what a real quarterback looks like now, Bo, because now you got Joe Burrow on Monday night. And Bo stood up to him, and I went, oh.
Yeah, but you're going against the Bengals defense that couldn't stop nobody.
I'm going to tell you.
That's a shootout. That's just a shootout. He kept up with Burrow. That's fine.
The ball he dropped in there was so perfect, I would have caught it.
No, I'm just saying
Like-
he kept up with Burrow. That's fine, but let's not say that he went up against. He did that against against Denver's defense or against an Eagles defense. You know, he did it against Cincinnati's defense, who everybody did it. Everybody scored 30+ points on Cincy's defense last.
No, I was talking about the moment. I don't think was too big. It was It was against.
Okay, I got what you're saying. The moment.
Yeah, it was on Monday night in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow and the gang. I understand that defense wasn't very good, but I believe they lost. But you didn't lay down. I mean, Joe Burrow threw, it was a 3-play drive, 60 yards, touchdown. Well, Denver returns the ball to their 40, and Nix comes right out and drops one in and throws a touchdown. You're like, Joe, maybe you might want to slow this down a little bit because Bo's ready.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
That was the first moment.
Okay.
I was like, literally, I was behind the bar watching with a couple friends, and I was cleaning the glass, and I just put it down. And people went, "What are you watching?" I go, "That pass was no messing around, no nerves. We're ready. I don't care who he is. We're the Broncos." And I went, maybe start paying attention to Bo Nix. That's when the offense started meeting the defense expectation-wise, week in and week out. I think that was the moment everything turned for Bo Nix. Gotcha. He went, I did that okay, here we go.
I felt that way when when Purdy's first start was against Brady. His first game, Garoppolo got hurt. He had to go in against the Dolphins halftime, won that game. But his first start was the next week against Tampa with Brady. Huge moment, big thing. The GOAT, everything comes out and just lights it up. They totally dominated them. But the moment wasn't too big for him. And that's what you want to see out of a quarterback. That making the throws, everything else is great. Command of the huddle. Is the moment too big for him? Or do they shrivel in the moment, or do they embrace it?
Well, so here's the other thing too. So, and now I start looking in like this. Bo Nix is a little bit shorter, probably not as athletic, but he's probably got the same front line, straight line speed as Trevor Lawrence. Okay. Is he smarter than Trevor Lawrence in the pocket? Yeah, by a lot. Bo can see linebackers and cornerbacks and safeties coming down on players. Now, does he have the arm Trevor does? No, but
I don't know about that. I mean, he has
not the arm, but the touch.
All right, the touch I'll give you. The arm, I don't know. The arm I'd put up there. He has a freaking in college. He had a rocket. I seen him play. He played for Auburn, before he went to Oregon. So I seen him early in his career, and his when he threw it deep, I held my breath.
It's good. It's accurate.
Yes.
It's not, I'll take your face off.
Exactly.
Lawrence can take your face off, but Lawrence can't take the ball. He can't pull it back at all. Right. So I think Lawrence has the better arm, but the better arm in this case, 70 yards compared to 65 yards, it doesn't really matter.
That's apples to pears at that point.
It doesn't really matter. So if you guys are wondering that it's like, well, is he more accurate? And like, I'm being serious here. Is he more accurate than Patrick Mahomes? Well, Patrick Mahomes has a great arm, but he's only ever thrown to speed and or Kelsey, who he's got a telepathic relationship with. And slants, and Andy Reid does a lot of favors for him. So now, look, where does Bo Nix start to land, not only in the division, but in the AFC? And it's a lot higher than everybody thinks. Denver is going to be great, not just good. I think they're really going to ascend this year. And 11 wins, maybe 12. Denver's going to win the division. And I love Andy Reid in Kansas City, but he's going to need a year to retool because you got Pete Carroll coming for your head now. You've got Harbaugh probably a year away. And when Sean Payton stands at the podium and tells you his team's ready, I'd be very weary.
All right. Bo Nix was a rookie last year.
Yep.
Right? Correct?
Yeah.
Took the NFL by storm. Just NFL. We all know NFL top 100. on NFL Network. Voted on by the players and coaches, nobody else. No press, nothing. This is strictly by players only. What the players think of Bo Nix is that he's the 64th best, not quarterback, player in the league as a rookie. As a rookie, that says a lot.
It does. And so, I know we love our Jaden Daniels. I know we love this. We love a lot of things. But here's the way I look at this is the way I'm looking at Bo Nix, by the way. If you guys are wondering what comp I'm looking at, think about if Drew Brees was 6'4" and a little bit more mobile. That's what I want you. That's right where I want you to be. Because remember, Bill Parcells wanted his quarterbacks to be 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
So they could see over the line. So they could delegate.
Quarterback. Yep. 6'3", 6'4", 225.
So he could see the wide receivers. So he's eye level, all this stuff. Again, Belichick ran the defense. Sean Payton was on the offensive side during the Parcells years. This could be Sean Payton's Tom Brady. He got Breeze and he brought him in and made him something special. He picked Nix. And I just think that's a little interesting here. Sean Payton looks young again. He looks vital again. He looks ready to go. I am all over the Broncos this year.
Oh, listen, that's great. I mean, you absolutely. I think they have a very good team. They had a good team last year. So yeah, I mean that you're definitely not going out too much on a limb with that. I totally agree with you. You know how I bang the drum for Harbaugh. I think the Chargers are going to be more improved. But I mean, again, they were a playoff team too. So like, I can't go too far on a limb saying that they're going to be good too. But they are. They're going to be very good. They got a lot more pieces that Harbaugh likes. And can I just say, Trey Lance again yesterday?
Oh my God!
Did you see him? I understand he was only 50%. He was 6 for 12. But did you see two of those passes he threw downfield on the outside and just dropped it right in the breadbasket of those guys?
He could throw.
I'm not saying he's going to end up being anything, but wouldn't it be something if like he ends up being something?
If you pay attention, you try to nurture somebody along, they'll sometimes surprise you.
Yeah. I just think it's interesting. I just want to say this real quick. Jack kind of got me into football cards. I'm doing this a little bit. I was watching this guy on YouTube, and he was talking about players' hype and like how much they drop and fall and everything. And he told the audience a Trey Lance story. He's like, yeah, there was so much hype on Trey Lance. He goes, I lost $1,500 on one card in a matter of 3 days.
Oh my God.
He goes, it was $1,500. I bought it in a second. I was getting a deal because it kept going. By the third day, I guess he didn't had a horrible, or he got hurt. That's what it was. By the third day, he goes, that card dropped. I lost $1,500. He said on that card. Just quick Trey Lance story, real quick. But it would be something if he ended up being something. Because listen,
why? So that guy
I want to see
sold his card for $5 now.
I know. I'm tempted to grab one.
Standing there waiting to jump.
I'm tempted to grab one. I know a card, and I know he didn't look good yesterday, but he looked good week 1, and he looked good week 17 for the Patriots last year. Was Joe Milton III. I want to get a rookie card of him. Because if someday he ends up starting and he ends up doing what I think he might do, it will be worth something. And I bought a card for $1, and the card's worth like $100. So.
I'll show you a card. I'm kind of, I bought for my personal collection. Everything's for sale. I get that in life, but I bought this Tyler Bagnett.
Oh yeah, right? We were talking about him.
It's 24 out of 25, flawless. Tyson Bagnett, right? Game worn jersey underneath there. It's a great looking rookie card. The reason why I bought it was because remember when he got the start in Chicago? Oh, the heck is this guy? And he won a couple games. His dad's an arm wrestling champion.
Yeah.
Right. And his dad talks like this, and he's all of Hulk Hogan. Right. He drives around the country. Actually, he's like Lincoln Hawk from the movie Over the Top. He drives all over the place, and he arm wrestles people for their lunch money. And I just thought, man, if Caleb Williams doesn't work out, if this guy doesn't quite make it. That's a great looking card too, actually. Don
Yeah,
Russ, rookie.
nice and clean.
If that guy doesn't work, I got Tyler Bagnett. Tyson's a great name too, and he named the kid after Mike Tyson. The dad's half a maniac, but that's what I love. I love the story.
That's what I said. You gotta love stories. It's like back in the early 2000s, back when my Niners really sucked for a good portion of a decade, in the early 2000s. But we had this quarterback, Cody Pickett was his name, but he was a national champion bull rider. He was a bull riding champion. I thought that was so cool. Like when he went in, I remember being at the bar, me and right up the road, we lived in Wind Gap, me and my buddy Fugate. Right up the road, we didn't have cable yet, so we went up to the bar to watch games. I wanted to watch the Niners game. I'm like, oh boy, I hope Cody Pickett comes in. And this is when Tim Rattay was our quarterback, and Rattay got hurt, and so Cody Pickett came in, and I was buzzed up. I remember at the time, I went nuts when he went in. He ended up sucking so bad, but I mean, it's a great story. You know what I mean? I love stories.
But I mean, if by the way, Tyson Bagnett can play. Right,
Listen,
he can really play.
They're saying that Caleb Williams is having a hard time grasping the offense. They haven't started him in a preseason game, and it hasn't come out that they're going to start him in the preseason game tonight.
And if you ever wanted to, get in on a nice looking card ahead of time, I mean, that card's great looking. So I just went out and I got it. I like the dad story, and that'll go to my personal PC card collection. Tyson Bagnett, 24. They only made 25 of these cards with his patch, his player worn patch. So I kind of got that. That was fun. And it's like you said, Greg, right? You're looking for some fun stuff to put into your personal collection. And that's why, you get into the hobby. Obviously, everything's for sale. So message us if you guys have any questions, comments, and or concerns about players you want.
Again, Jack got me into this. I'm going to be doing some videos on some cards, some pack openings. My whole thing is going to be affordable cards, stuff that the average person can afford. We're not going to go nuts. I know a lot of these videos that you see out there, you see these, thousands of dollars worth of cards. Listen, I can't afford anything like that. We're going to do what I can afford. We're going to do some pack openings. Maybe we could pull some cool stuff out of them. But as far as buying stuff, I'll show you guys some stuff that I buy when I buy it. I got about 30 cards coming. I just started my collection, so I do have. I bought a bunch of them. I'll unveil them once I do a pack opening. But yeah, me and Jack, we're going to be working together with some of this. We're, he's down in Florida. I'm up here in PA. So, we're going to see what we can do. Maybe we can do a pack opening together where, I open a pack, you open a pack, stuff like that, make it more fun.
This coming your way.
I can't wait for it to get here. Can't wait for it to get here. Got my, got a JJ rookie and Addison, right?
Yeah.
And a, who's that quarterback?
It's a JJ McCarthy rookie. What is it? Jerry Rice's son.
Yes. Brandon Rice,
and unfortunate that he retired, but from the NFL early due to doctor's orders. He had to. It wasn't his choice. But Travis Jordan, the fantastic story out of Florida State, who was chucking the ball to Keon Coleman with his eyes closed during that wonderful season that the Seminoles had.
His great season. Oh, that win against LSU, against Jalen Daniels.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. Oh, what a game.
His eyes were open, but yeah, he had his NFL career got cut short. So that's what's in here. We have those being shipped out. So that's what we're doing. I mean, we're buying and selling and shipping and I'm a UPS store now. Fantasy Farm Sports cards.
Ooh. My stuff will be still on my main channel. Everything under Old Gamer. Just look for the sub playlist. It'll be affordable cards on there. My girlfriend Joy, she came up with the name. I'm sure there's something out there. Affordable cards. I'll be like affordable cards by Old Gamer GK to make it legit. so I'm not stealing anybody's stuff for them. But that's probably what we're going to go with as far as the name for the subcategory. But everything, as always, just like our Every Point Sports podcast, fantasy stuff, gaming stuff, pulp culture, everything is on Old Gamer GK Entertainment. We are a one-stop shop for everything that you could think of as far as entertainment. But we focus more on sports.
And send to our DMs, right? Send what your fantasy cards would be.
Yeah.
Like, think about what card, man, I wish I could, blah, blah, blah. We'll find it for you. We'll do the shopping.
Yeah.
We'll do the shopping. We got Halloween coming. We got Christmas coming. And I'm buying today. When I get done with here, I'm buying.
I'm done buying for a little while. I did win an auction yesterday on Prestige Auction for 2 packs, 1 box, 1 pack. So I'm excited for them. Those are 2024. So we are hoping to pull a Jalen Daniels, like numbered Jalen Daniels patch out of there, autograph. Any one of those 3 would be awesome. But that's going to be exciting. And then I got 3 just regular packs coming. I bought on eBay. That's 5 cards. 1 card is guaranteed at least to be a patch, autograph, or memorabilia, or patch, autograph, or numbered.
And so let me show these off. I got a Paul Skeens stained glass.
Guys, this one here is sweet. I like this one.
Paul Skeens stained glass. You look that up. That is an expensive card. I bought that one. I'm into soccer as well. I played soccer as a kid. 17 years worth of soccer, right? This dude, Manchester City, Phil Foden. Look at that. That's a good refractor card, right?
Very nice.
He's one of the young stars in the game. So that's what I'm trying to put together a little bit of soccer too. I understand that it's not, baseball, basketball, or football, but I want to be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, that's not me, guys. That's not me. I'm going to be football only. Listen, I got about 100 basketball cards. Only reason why I got them was because I got them with a free with a pack of these 1992 rookie cards unopened. I got for free. So that's the only reason why I got them. And I'm glad I did, because I don't own anything Jordan, but I do. Now I do. I have that card there, which is a painted Jordan card. And I have this one. It's just Michael Jordan's Playground, but they're both from 1991. It's just neat. They're not worth really anything, a couple dollars, like $2. The other one's worth like $2.50. Not much, but they're Jordan. You know what I mean? Like I didn't pay anything for it. I got 2 Jordan cards for nothing. So again, they're nothing. But for me, they're something. That's why they're going in my collection. I'm not selling them. They're not up for sale, but like they're mine. They're not worth anything, but I could say I have a Jordan card,
I'll give you $20 for one of those cards.
No, that's all right. Oh, but I do have a bid in.
Sale.
Almost. I do have a bid in for a rookie Michael Jordan baseball card, though. If you guys watch the podcast, you guys know I'm a White Sox fan. And that is the only reason why I want to get it, is because I am a White Sox fan. And I think it would be really cool to pair that up with maybe like a Frank Thomas.
That would be.
Just two of my favorite all-time players. I think I grew up a huge Jordan fan. I don't care if it is a baseball card. Again, it would have been an awesome story if he would have started for my White Sox, but unfortunately he didn't. But he was in our system. So that is the reason why I want to get that card. The other one I do want to get, I told you, is a rookie Frank Thomas Big Hurt. So that one day I will get a PSA 10, hopefully in that at some point.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, we got a bunch of cards. We got a bunch of graded cards coming. I got some Brock Purdy cards coming, rookies. We got a rookie Justin Jefferson, and like I said, some packs. So stay tuned. Make sure you guys are, for Jack and I both, for Old Gamer GK and for Fantasy Farm Sports, make sure you guys are hitting that sub button and hit that notification button. Because if you hit that notification button, anytime either one of us go live, you'll get a notification that we're here. Come and see us.
Yeah, we're climbing north. We're up to 157 subscribers now.
That's awesome.
Tick, 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 tick. 157 subscribers. Thank and love every single one of you guys. I got nothing else.
one thing. Yes, I didn't give my good yet.
Okay. What's your
All right,
good?
I still have my good yet. We kind of got off the
All right.
subject and
All right.
kind of
What is it?
veered off.
All right.
We tend to do that in our podcast, but you know that's what makes it authentic, though. Is we keep going and we get on something and we roll with it. So, but my good, just real quick, is Dart, Jason Dart for the Giants. I know we talked a little bit about Russell Wilson. You talked about what he did on the sideline, kind of pointing it out and stuff. We talked before the podcast. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking the growth I'm seeing from college to now. Some of the arm angles I seen yesterday of his throws to avoid the defensive lineman or to avoid a safety the one time. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You, though, want to give some credit, and you can, by what you've seen on the sideline, want to give some credit to Russell Wilson. And I'm fine with that. I am fine if he gets, however, the guy continues to grow. I'm fine with whoever's helping him.
Yeah, he's wanted to be in the Giants organization, right? He wanted to be in the blue. So Russell threw that long touchdown the other day, but when he came over, he just jogged off the field. Whatever, it didn't matter to him. He threw a touchdown preseason. It's preseason, especially when he won a Super Bowl. But when he ran off the field, he sat, and him and Jackson, you could see Jackson Dart asking him, why he knew to throw it at that moment. You could tell Russell Wilson was going through a detail of when he watched the hips of the cornerback shift and then move and then take that second. As soon as he took that second, that's when he threw the ball. So it's predictive situations like that for which Jackson Dart will have to get better at in the NFL. And Russell Wilson was kind of working him along the process. I thought it was really smart and helpful.
I like that. I like seeing that. I like seeing that mentorship. It's something that we haven't seen with Russell Wilson in the past. You and I both said usually he just goes over, sits on the sideline by himself, and that's it. He doesn't talk to anybody. He's not the rah guy. He just goes over. Okay, I did it. Now give me the iPad. I'll look at it, but that's about it.
It's when you get an audience. It all depends on how you he's never had an audience, right? Like he was tossed aside or whatever, fighting for his job. And let's not pretend like he was a first round pick. Now there's an audience there. Hey man, what did you see over there? And he's like, oh, kind of giddy a little bit. Oh, you want to talk to me? Nobody really likes to talk to me. He's a little different, right? He's Kirk Cousins odd a little bit. But it was nice to see that there was an audience gathered around him after he threw that, because he's thrown many passes like that. He still sits by himself all the time. For whatever reason.
Yep.
The audience has helped him become a willing teacher.
So and I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's going to help Dart out tremendously. I liked him coming out of college, but you and I both seen some flaws that he needed to work on, and some very detrimental flaws we've seen. A lot of times we've seen him when he was being pressured, he get very flat-footed. That was a big knock on him. Flat-footed, rushing the ball instead of sliding right or left to avoid the pressure a little bit. A little pocket presence, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is what he didn't have there. It seems like he's developing that.
Yeah.
Guys, it's preseason. I understand this. This is his second time he's played vanilla defenses. Guys, listen, the stuff you're going to say in the comments isn't stuff that Jack and I already haven't said to each other. We understand it's preseason. But again, guys, we only could go by what we're seeing right now. So that's how we're judging this stuff. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, but Jackson Dart saw a 7 route run to the sidelines about 11 yards up. And at the same time, the 7 started to show itself open was when the linebacker stepped up 2 inches. And as soon as he stepped up 2 inches and tried to guard the guy from coming inside, the tight end slid behind him. It was too late for the linebacker to recover, and Dart saw that he moved up a little bit. It's things like that that do matter, right? Little predictive, little, okay, oh, you showed yourself. Oh, I see it. He could have thrown the 7, but it was the wrong play. And instead, he threw that slant to the tight end that came in behind the linebacker to give him a touchdown.
But you know who I actually, who I credit that to.
Hmm.
I credit that to Lane Kiffin. Because in Lane Kiffin's offense, he doesn't tell you, all right, one read and this is it. Like, you actually have to read a defense. He runs a pro-style offense.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin does. You have to be able to read a defense. You have to go through first progression, second progression. If you can reach your third, that's great, but you have to at least get through two. And that's one thing I always liked about him. He was able to get through at least two of his progressions. He was able to make those reads. Maybe he didn't read the defense right all the time, which we've seen, especially on those big games. I forget what game that was. At A&M, I think it was, where that DN kept coming around and just blasting him every single play. It seemed like he was forcing stuff. He was reading stuff wrong. So, but the point was that he could read a defense, and I think that helped him, is helping him in the NFL.
Yeah, he's doing exactly what he should do.
Mm-hmm.
And now we just need to see.
Giants should be feeling pretty damn good about themselves right now. You have a nice bridge quarterback right now with Russell Wilson, who you think can play pretty decent this year for you. You know, let Dart set for a year, maybe a year and a half, depending on how Russell plays. You know, like, let him develop.
Yeah,
Dude, you have a good. I can't say Garrett. You have a good quarterback in the wings right now. It looks like you do. You guys should be feeling really good about yourselves. You have a deep defensive line. Like, it's looking up over there in New York.
that's why I
At
said
least one New York team, anyways.
they feel a little sneakier. And God, the Jets. Listen, if you're a Mets fan, just watch baseball all the way into October, because that could be your first win as a Jets fan. That is perfect. You just watch the Mets into the World Series. If they get there, it's going to be very close. And then by the time the World Series is over, right, then you'll be able to see your first Jets win. Maybe.
Well,
It's
maybe.
going to be
Maybe.
It's going to be brutal. I'm telling you, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. There's no optimism. They're probably going to run the ball 50 times a game. You're going to win 12-9. You know, you're going to lose more hair than I already have. Things are coming, Jets fans. It's really
and
coming.
it's not good. Not good. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I got this week.
That's
you
it.
know, as far as NFL news, it's been kind of slow. Parsons thing, still nothing. Henderson, still nothing. I told you guys last week the overall deal for Henderson is good. They're what's holding it up is the guaranteed money. Parsons, nothing's going on that front. So yeah,
And there won't be
slow. Been slow.
All right. That's all I have.
That's it.
Guys,
Yeah,
thanks so
that's
much
it.
for hanging out with us. We'll have more news for you as the week unfolds. Like and subscribe and put us in your notifications. That way you get all the information when you want. Like, guys, you're going to want it. We're going to start doing Wednesday shows because we have Thursday night football, right? And that'll be
And we got another thing, guys. You need to hit that notification button because we got our fantasy special coming up. You guys can't miss out on that. That right there is going to win you guys your league.
And if you don't, it's like I talk to people all the time. They're like, "Oh, I played fantasy football for 10 years." I'm like, "Good, you lost 10 years in a row. Don't you want to win one?" I mean,
even if you did win one, you won 1 out of 10.
I mean, between the both of us, we've got 10 belts. So
easily.
It's just
guys,
the way
I've been playing fantasy football so long, back when you had to get your stats from the newspaper.
Yeah.
Literally, you had to get your stats from the newspaper, and you had somebody sitting there writing it down. So therefore, you had to have the commissioner. Then you had to have a sub-commissioner to check his numbers because you didn't want to get screwed.
That's right.
We got. Well, hold on. We can't go yet. We got a question here. You keep Josh Allen or Derrick Henry?
That's a great question, actually.
That's a great question, man. That's tough.
In Keeper League. Can I ask what pick? Do you know what pick you are in the first round? I wonder if you knew that. Because if you knew what pick you are in the first round, that might change it a little bit.
It's a half of a PPR.
Half
which really
PPR.
doesn't matter when you're talking about Derrick Henry, anyways.
I mean,
10th. He's 10th.
10th.
I say Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I'm going to keep Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry is going to be a top 6 pick.
That's right. Derrick Henry should be a top 6 pick, right? That's the best. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
He should be a top 6 pick. In the 10th spot, you could get Josh Allen if you want him.
Exactly.
Guys I'd be looking at 10. Genty could fall to 10. Christian McCaffrey is going to be a lot better than
10.
He could slide to 10. You're looking for a slide. If all the guys for which you love are not by the way, let's take Josh Allen at 10. Pick 11, pick 12. I don't know if you're in a 10-man league either. Because if you're in a 10-man league, you're back to back. So then you get Henry, Allen, and you get whomever your next wide receiver or top player you want to be. If you're in 12-man, it's 10, 11, 12. You again.
You still get a pick
12,
within
11,
a couple.
yeah.
12-man league. So you get another pick in three picks.
Yeah, Kyle. So that's what I would do.
Actually, if you keep Henry, take either Josh Allen or another running back at 10, and when you come back around, you get a stud-ass wide receiver. Your team should be stacked where you're at right now.
Yeah, it's kind of win-win. Right.
Yes.
There's no losing answers there. I would keep Henry. I believe that he's going to have another good year, probably 1,500 yards. We're talking.
I mean, it's hard not to think he is. I mean, you're running against a stud offensive line. You got the threat of Lamar Jackson running at all times. I mean, come on. At the same time that we said Barkley was going to be the number 1 rusher last year, is the same reason why Henry is going to be good with the Ravens. And then because of that.
You live in a terrible life where you have to take Joe Burrow in the 5th. I mean, all right. So here's the whole team.
Pollard, Pickens, Kupp, and Irving. I have to make a decision. Yeah, Henry is your guy. You keep Henry. Henry's going to be a top 5 to top 6 pick. He's going to be gone before 10. Josh Allen won't be gone before 10. Or if he is, that means a really good position player drop to you.
Right. I mean, then you're going to be dealing with what? You got to live with Derrick Henry, Brian Thomas Jr. Then, you're hanging out, having a couple beverages, right? And when you're waiting for the Rolodex to fly back around, you could be staring at a Burrow. You could be staring at possibly a Jackson. Worst case scenario, and it's not even a worst case, you could be staring at 41 touchdown Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Jack said. You could keep Henry and you could get Allen if you want at 10. Or you could even wait to the wraparound and get Henry or Allen probably in your wraparound in the 2nd round.
Yeah. I mean, if you're, and let's not do this too, right? Like, I don't know, maybe you're a Bills fan.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Bills fan, there's a really great possibility that you get Josh Allen, but it's not a guarantee. So if you're a Bills fan, I don't want to move you off your guy. It's unfair. It's going to hurt. It's not going to feel as good. And especially when you're picking other top tier quarterbacks rooting against your team. Maybe you do keep an Allen, but in my personal opinion, Greg,
that's not the case. He's a Titans fan. So,
then that's what we'll do.
You
love Henry. You've been a Henry fan since the Titans. Oh, all right. Then we're good.
Yeah. So you should be keeping it. That's a no-brainer. Keep Henry. If you really want Josh Allen, take him at 10. I don't advise you to take him at 10. I advise you to grab a stud wide receiver at 10 or grab yourself another running back. I say wait to grab if you really want Josh Allen, hopefully him or Burrow or somebody like that will be there on the wraparound. Yeah, I don't even agree with drafting a quarterback on that wraparound. I think you can get a stud wide receiver or another stud running back at that wraparound spot to make your team a lot better than that quarterback would.
Henry's great. Henry's legs are great. You take one of your helmets, Fantasy Farm Sports, right? And you flip it upside down. You buy one of these at gridironmancave.com, by the way. You flip it, you pour a beer right in there, and you drink right from the helmet as you draft Derrick Henry. Whatever helmet you want, right? You just drink from it. You could put Cheerios in here if you're not a drinker, right?
Draft Derrick Henry. He's going to keep Derrick Henry.
You're going to keep him, right? So you don't even care. You get to 10, you're eating Cheerios with whatever you want to put in. Thanks for the feedback. Absolutely, man. Kyle, since you're here, be kind to us and subscribe. That would be the greatest thing you could do.
Absolutely.
And that way you could come back here and knock on our door. It'll always be open for you.
Absolutely. And you definitely, like I said before, you want to check out our fantasy special. That will be coming up.
Yeah, and this was a fantastic conversation. We'll give you ideas. Thank you so much. Throughout the season, it's very important that we keep in touch. Liked and
Thank you
subscribed.
very much.
Fantastic.
Really
Thank
appreciate
you so
it.
much, brother.
All right. On that note, Jack, anything else?
No, I'm out of here. We got to hang out with
Yeah.
Kyle for a minute. We gave him some great advice. We
right.
yelled about the Jets. Hopefully they were listening. I'm sure the 14-year-old will be on here very soon.
For you
I got
Giants fans, we talked you guys up a little bit. That doesn't happen that often, especially with Jack, with Brian Dable, because we all know how he feels about him.
Well, it's
According to Jack, he's not even a high school coach. So,
all right, man. I got to get out of here.
all right, guys. As always, stay excellent.